We're standing beside a cherry hedge which I planted in 1995, and it's gradually progressed, and we have, as you can see, a good crop of cherries. It goes for 100 yards along this lane, and when we first planted and the cherries started coming, we would have at least 50 blackbirds, long thrushes, missel thrushes feeding on these cherries this time of year when they start to get ripe. In the last 2 years there has been hardly a blackbird. There have been no missel thrushes, no song thrushes, maybe 2 blackbirds, but often the cherries turn black and drop off rotten. There's just not enough birds to eat them. Yet we're talking about lack of food, and when huge bountiful supply of cherries like this are just rotting on the bushes and there's no birds to eat them, that really does dictate how bad things have got for our farmland birds. And to say that we're not supplying the habitat, not supplying the food as farmers, you only have to look at this hedge, you have to look at the margins, one side of the lane, margins on the field side. They have ample food, ample habitat, but the birds are still going down and down and down, and we don't seem to be able to stop it. A fact which is easily recognised now by the BTO. They're now investigating why agri-environmental schemes, which I'm very heavily involved in, are not delivering on saving our farmland bird numbers. Here I am standing on one of my favourite corners on this farm. We have not only the margins full of wildflowers, we're now here in July and some of them are just going off their full bloom, but in the spring they are absolutely full of cowslips. Behind me I have a stream, of which the other side we have a badger set. All of these trees along here and surrounding that pond are ideal turtle dove habitat. Up to 2010 we had 2 pairs nesting here. They had all they need was the water at the pond behind me, food on all these margins, and I think we have wonderful habitat down here. And then one of the reasons it's always put forward by Operation Turtle Dove, its lack of habitat, which I totally disagree with. You couldn't get better habitat. And my problem has been the turtle doves I had here in 2010, predation is the biggest problem here on this farm in my experience. And I do not think that the idea that lack of habitat overriding what predation does. I think predation's had much bigger effect on turtle dove numbers than what habitat has. Thousands of farmers like me have put in loads and loads of habitat, but the bird numbers still keep going down.
And contrary to some of the unhelpful stereotypes which people will say that it's all the fault of farming that we're losing our wildlife. Well, that's not the case with farmers like Robert and his colleagues.